So generally, we're trying to expose how we exploit animals in this world, but primarily we want to connect the consumer or confront the consumer with the victim of their choices. Would you say that what you see on the screen, that this is animal cruelty?
Yes.
Yes.
He's like shooting her with a gun or something?
Yeah, this is a stun gun. This is there so that the cow cannot move anymore, so it's easier for us to kill them, right? And then they slit her throat. Exactly, and then they hang her up upside down so she can bleed out. Right? There's like 70% of all cows, like cow flesh that we eat, comes from spent dairy cows, milk cows that cannot give milk anymore. Right? Do you know why a dairy cow gives milk?
Because she has birth.
Exactly, she's pregnant just like we humans are pregnant and give birth and lactate so we can feed our young. She's doing that for the same reason. And do you think it's necessary for us humans to eat and use animals to survive?
Like actually I have read studies about the plant-based diets and things like this, and I know that there are some strands of protein that can only exist in meat, but we can compensate with like different types.
Variations.
Like if we want like to get rid of meat in our diet, we have just to make sure that we eat different types of vegetables. Like we can't stick to one type of vegetable or something.
Exactly.
I have read about it actually.
Just like you have to have a balanced diet if you're eating meat. You cannot just eat meat the whole day. Exactly. So it's
you're only talking about fish, right? Like
no, we're talking about all sorts of animal abuse. Not only the ones we eat, also the ones we use for our clothing, right? That animals that are being tested for.
I'm already taking a movement towards that. Like I don't agree to wear like clothes from natural skin and things like this. No.
Because you know that's unnecessary.
Yeah, I know it is unnecessary. Like we can do better than that.
Exactly, and just like wearing clothes, like animal skin, is unnecessary. It's just as unnecessary to eat them, especially nowadays where we have all the alternatives. And the question becomes then, if it's not for necessity, what do you think is the reason you still continue to eat and use animals?
For me, that I think it's a step that I'm going to take, but maybe I'm not ready for it now.
Sure, but that's not what I was asking. I was just asking, like, what is the reason you do it, right? Because there must be a reason. When you go into the supermarket, there must be something you're thinking when you buy these animals products. It's not the animals you're thinking about.
It's just like I was raised like this, and
so it's the habits.
You don't really think about it when you do it.
So it's just like a habit, right? Would you say, like, because you say for you it's habit, for me it was taste, right?
Okay.
So would you say that habit for not thinking about it justifies what we do to the animal?
No, of course not.
Exactly.
Nothing justifies this.
Exactly, you're completely right. And what do you think would be the number one benefit for you to become vegan?
I know there are a lot of health benefits.
Yeah?
I know that already, red meat is bad for the heart, blood clotting and things like this. And also, of course, for the animals.
Yeah, what would you say?
Actually, I didn't read a lot about the benefits of being a vegan. Yeah, but I think it's healthy to not eat so much meat. But I think it's necessary to get some protein or something.
Okay. Well, first of all, like I said, all protein originally comes from plants because the animals we eat do get their protein from plants. So we already discussed that is not necessary. But you can check on yourself. Don't take my word for it. But the number one benefit, you mentioned it, was in first place for the animals, the number one benefit is that they're no longer being tormented and exploited by you. But the number one benefit for you guys is that you no longer have to be a hypocrite because you say you're against animal abuse while paying for animal abuse. That would just be like me saying, well, I'm against domestic violence, but if I have a bad day, well, let's see what happens to my wife. Right? That's the stance you have right now on animal rights. And becoming vegan just means that you align those moral values that you say you have with your actions. That's all about it, because health can be a benefit if you do it right. If I'm eating potato chips and Oreo cookies the whole day, that's going to be vegan, but it's not going to be healthy.
This is fictional.
What
about if there are places, and this is again fictional, that can provide or can provide protein from animals without abusing them? It's not abused, and they can show that it's not abused. What if?
Well,
will it be just
justified means? If it's still not necessary, you're still causing unnecessary harm. In the question of necessity for survival and shit, I'm not gonna judge you. Right? Because you could also eat humans then. I wouldn't have a problem with that. What is what is the trade that animals have which would exist in humans that would justify the same thing doing onto humans?
But like for us, for animals, we have the power to raise them, to make them like Okay, so like in the past we used animals in farms, in transportation. We're still using animals now in this like carts, or I don't know what it's called.
I don't know what's called in English. But
we are
dragging
them.
horses. Yeah, exactly.
And
even though we have legs,
this is nature. You know, like this is we are on the top of the food chain. There is food chain. Fish eat fish. I don't know. Guys eat deers. Things like this. So what if we find a way to gain?
First, let me just stop you there. First of all, nature is a pretty bad example when it comes to morals, because if you if we set our morals and point to nature to justify what we do, that would be a lot of fucked up things.
Yeah, we just kill each other.
Sure. I'm just trying to say, don't put nature in there, because and then also this has nothing to do with nature.
No, I'm not. I'm against this, but I'm saying, what if we find? Should we support it, for example?
If we find a way, how would you describe that way? To kill an animal against his will, compassionately.
Maybe like find a way to kill him painlessly.
And yet now put yourself in the position?
Probably not. Probably correct. Yeah.
Exactly. That's the thing. When we talk about injustice, you always have to view the injustice from the point of view of the victim. It becomes so easy to justify cruelty when we are the perpetrators, when we are the ones who are posing cruelty to these animals. Right? Then it's completely easy. It's so easy to talk about. It's like, it could be good, but if you put yourself in the animal's position, it's not that easy anymore. Right? Because you're the victim then. And nobody wants to be harmed against his will, especially enslaved, because these animals are enslaved. And we all know that slavery is wrong. Even though it took 400 years for white people to realize it. Right? So it's no wonder why this is taking so long. And now that we've talked about it, you have two options. Either you just ignore the whole conversation we had, or you do something against it.
I'm not going to ignore it for sure. I do not promise you that I will go vegan right now. Like for me to take the step and to really like hold on to it, I really need to maybe 100% convinced. I have to plan it ahead. It's not like just I'm going vegan, then I'll go vegan, because after that I will get weak. You know, maybe in an outing or something with friends. Hey, let's do it.
I can completely understand where this is coming from, but again, you just have to focus yourself again on the victim.
I promise you that, I know.
And I know, right? I'm not expecting you to become vegan on the spot, right? The only thing I can do is tell you that if you are against animal abuse, you have to be vegan. Until then, just know that you're still abusing animals with your actions, and that will make you become vegan overnight. Because if you have a why, the how becomes fucking easy. Right? It's in every part of life. If you know why you're doing something, there's no excuses anymore. Right? Because you're dedicated to do it. And it's only a question, it's a decision you make. Because you wouldn't take the same stance in any other injustice. Imagine yourself, we're standing here talking against child abuse. And you would say, oh, well, I don't know, let's start with Beat-Free Mondays. Right? And then let's just slowly stop abusing children until we not abuse them anymore.
But I just noticed that you're trying to put the animals and the human in the same stage.
No, that's not what I'm trying. I'm trying to compare the action towards them. I'm not comparing the victim. I'm comparing the action. And that is very different. And as another thing, you don't have to acknowledge that animals and humans are on the same page, right? That they're the same. They're not, obviously. I don't want animals to be able to vote or have a driver's license. I just want to have them the fundamental right not to be exploited. And that's what you have to realize is that they're not the same as you, but they're more important than your taste buds, your habits, your traditions, right? And the convenience.
If you think of it, there are some animals actually eat other animals.
But I already pointed out that is appeal to nature, and we cannot make an appeal to nature when we're talking about our human morals. Because then I could say, well, I'm killing my children, and then in the court I'm saying to the judge, but judge, you know what? The lion kills his children. Right? That's not fair. You cannot mimic one thing lions do if you don't want to mimic everything else they do.
I didn't say that lion eats his children.
But you're trying to justify your actions towards animals with nature.
But we are part of nature.
Well, I wouldn't say that. You wear clothes, you have a TV at home, you have a home. You're not hunting animals, you're not fighting for survival.
Nature is a part of life, right?
No, nature is the wild. It's not a part of life. But now we're getting into a very philosophical discussion.
I'm speaking about life cycle.
So
you are living in a city or something. And imagine you living in a country that
Yeah, but
has
that's not
some lions or some wild animals in the streets or something.
Yeah.
You have to deal with them, right? You have to protect yourself from them, right?
Yeah, but I said if it comes to
So
survival,
you
could also eat
nature.
humans. Yeah, but you could in that scenario, it would be also perfectly fine to eat humans.
But you don't need to.
But
eat
You
But
do
humans.
it, yeah, exactly.
lions-
just as you don't need to
lions-
eat
Yeah.
animals to survive, you can also just grow food in
lions
that in
just
the natural
killing
environment.
each other. Lions
Yeah, exactly.
just for some.
So exactly, you're saying
For
lion.
some control-
I
control
understand
or
what you're
something.
saying, but you're saying lions kill each other. So why I am not allowed to kill animals?
No, I'm not saying that. Lions eat other animals.
Yeah, yeah,
But-
exactly.
Yeah, so if I'm considering myself as a lion, so I'm allowed to
But
eat.
you're not a lion, bro.
So, but you just.
You know
say-
what lions do when they greet each other? They sniff each other's ass.
No, but
you
I'm-
did not kneel down and sniff my ass. So please stop
No.
comparing yourself to a
No,
lion.
but-
You're
but
not a lion,
You
bro.
just said
You're a human.
put yourself
In the animal's position, exactly.
Yeah. Why it's not both?
So you would like to be the animal in that position.
Yeah, I imagine myself if I'm a lion, I'm allowed to eat other animals.
Yeah, yeah.
So
But
if
that's
animal,
why exactly. And that's why
imagine if the lion put himself in your possession. Do you imagine that he will just eat planets or green
I cannot
products or something?
see, that's why I'm talking to humans and not to lions, because I cannot reason with lions.
So
lions don't have.
obviously there is a
just
reason.
talk. Let me just talk. Lions don't have moral agency. You do have moral agency. Lions do that out of survival. You don't do that out of survival. You do that out of either taste pleasure, habit, because you said I wasn't informed, I didn't know, I don't know.
Okay.
Right? You don't do that out of necessity. That's why I said the only two options where I would say it would be somehow justified to kill an animal is survival and self-defense. If you're gonna beat a lion just with your bare hands, go ahead. Right?
Okay.
But in that perspective, we're living in a city, we're living in a human environment, a society as it is called, right?
Yeah.
Where we had like an invisible contract not to hurt each other.
There are. I just believe that each creature in the planet have its purpose, and the purpose of cows or something
Is to be exploited by human beings.
No, it just
Exactly.
it just to give us a milk or something. And
Yeah, but
after
that's not that easy.
After that,
why does the cow give
after-
milk? We already had this discussion. We're turning in circles. That's what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
that's why. Yeah.
We already had this discussion about milk and all the thing. Man, you're an adult. Milk is supposed to be for baby cows. You're not a baby cow, bro.
Okay.
You're an adult. And we're also, as humans, are not supposed to drink milk in an adult state. That's why 70% of the whole population is lactose intolerant.
Yeah.
Baby cow have to drink milk.
Of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
just like you have to
Just
drink
like
milk
a
when
cow,
you're a
just
baby,
like
man.
Yeah.
We're all mammals.
Yeah.
But yeah, just check it out. Do you want to have a card, or I already gave you one? I'm not
No,
sure.
I didn't.
Yeah? Take this
Okay.
one, watch the movie Dominion.